Build around it. So now we're getting there. I'm going to go back and I'm going to put the back of that mountain in just a little bit more because I think I was a little overly careful with it. And I want to put it back in. In just a second, we'll get a little bit more paint. Let's go in here, like that. And it's nice to have this paint fresh when we're going in because then it'll mix with the green on that tree and it'll all mesh together instead of being laid on top of something, which is just not the way we see nature. Okay. Sorry about this, it kind of pushes. The tree. I'm going to actually get another palette just so that I can have clean color. These you get a lot of this paint that'll mix together, and that's really good sometimes, but not when you're starting a new area that is its own color. Like this tree is really, there's a couple of them that are really pretty green, and they have some brown. Let's see. There's a tree right here. Okay. And there's some darkness in there. The sun must be really special on this tree. Look at that. Look at that. Popped right out. Do you see that? Well, and we want to keep this. Hopefully you can see it the same way I can. I'm not going to ever claim to be good at doing videos. Hopefully next time we'll have somebody help. See, there's a tree. I'll add a little, I almost use my fingernail. Put them in. I can see that it's hard for me to see the trees, so that means that this isn't dark enough back here. That's a good lesson. If you cannot make things look light enough, that's because the background that's supporting this isn't dark enough. So I'm going to actually come in here and darken it up a little bit so that this tree really pops out. Often as painters we want something to just zing, you know, and it's not happening, and we can't figure out for the life of us, well, why can't I just make that pop out? Well, it's because you can't make white any whiter, you know, what you have control over, and I guess that's kind of the same thing with life. You work with what you can control, which is the dark behind it. That can always be adjusted. See, we're going to be able to see here in a few moments that this painting is going to totally change because of these decisions to add that dark in. And you see, I'm not smashing, I'm just kind of gliding. Keeping in mind that this mountain has more blue in it than the one behind it, which is more purple. Okay, now I think we've got enough dark back there to make it work. Now here's the key. You don't want to mix the paint. We're kind of doing this movement, but we don't want to put the paint on there so heavy that it actually blends with what's below it. We want to lay it right on top. Now it's starting to lay on top. Okay, and we'll keep going with that for a little bit. And there's our trees starting to show up. I'm excited. Let's add a little green. And then I want to see what's at the bottom. This kind of doesn't blend the way it's supposed to. See, this is supposed to kind of have this kind of color that goes through it. And this white that actually works its way into this space. Again, remember I said we go this way because the water goes that direction. See that? It's starting to flow. I took it right through my tree trunk, but I have so much paint there, well, I thought I did, that I could just kind of pull it back down. And we kind of mash that around too. We don't want anything to really stick out. Monet, part of his genius was that he could get everything to melt together. So you could choose to see a tree or a rock, or you could choose to see the whole and just have the colors all related to each other. That's how I kind of like to view his work. See, now we're getting there. It's starting to really look like something. And when we know color's not right, that's okay. We don't panic. We just add something else on top of it. All right. Well, and then from here, it's all just small adjustments.